Hello. Sorry, it's always hard to know when it starts because often it buffers. But anyway, how's it going? I'm Jen. I help women find more time for themselves in order to be better mothers, sisters, friends, daughters, partners, whatever it is that we're aiming to be. I'm also the host of the free Facebook group Strong Women with Jen. This is a group for women to learn to fill our own cup first and to stop letting the busyness of life keep us from doing the things that we love. Now, there's a link in the post attached to this video if you want to join the group right away. And I also wanted to draw your attention to a free guide I created. It's called Feel Fantastic in 3 Simple Steps. And the link to download that is also in the post attached to this video. So how about you do both now? Join the group and download the guide, because it's going to be a couple of ticks before I start, because I'm just going to share this video with the ladies in my group. And I timed myself last week and it took less than 30 seconds, so it shouldn't be long. However, it's all dependent on the internet. Here we go. Try not to pull funny faces. I notice it when I'm doing this. Quite often I pull weird faces. I think I'm going to prove myself wrong today. It's probably going to be more than 30 seconds, but let's see. Right, I'm back. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about now and its power. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you would have heard that living in the present moment is good for you. How many of you have tried it though? Because it's another one of those things that is really good for us, but really hard to do. So I feel like I've been talking a lot about those sorts of things lately in my video series. But anyway, I suppose if they were easy, then we would all do them. But anyway, I digress. So how many of you can relate to this scenario? Last week, I was having a pretty tough couple of days. My hormones and therefore my emotions were all over the place. Plus, I think that, excuse me, sorry, there's bit of a frog in my throat. So my hormones and my emotions were all over the place. Plus, I think the new moon was also having a strong impact on me. And it all came to a head on Thursday when one thing after another just kept going wrong. And I kind of lost the plot a little bit. I broke down in tears and I was just wondering, oh my gosh, how am I going to get everything done today that I need to get done? And the thing is, my mind was focused on my really important to-do list. But in that moment, I knew that the best thing for me was actually to take time out and basically not do any of my to-do list. But I couldn't see how I could possibly do that, just switch off. So who's been there? Who can relate to that situation of just having one of those days where everything just seems to go wrong? If you can relate, please type bloody hormones or something similar in the comments, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the recording, just so that I know that I'm talking to the right sort of topics. Now, basically what happened after that is I was provided another perspective. So I called one of my best friends, Vash. Mwah, thank you, Vash. And she gave me a different perspective on how to perhaps handle the day. So what I did is I decided to turn off all electronic dings, notifications, any sort of kind of distractions, and just have what I'm going to call like a doona day. So what did I do? I read my book in the sunshine. I binged on Netflix. Even had a nana nap in the afternoon because that's what I felt like doing. And I was living in the now and doing what felt right, and it felt great. And I'm not going to lie, there was always, or every now and then, there was a small piece of my brain that kept trying to pull my focus back to my to-do list, but I successfully squashed that thought every time it popped into my brain. And basically that day that I switched off and totally took out of action, I suppose, was the best thing that I could have done. And as a result of doing that and realizing that the world didn't come crashing down around me because I didn't do all the things I'd planned to do that day, I'm committed to doing more of it and taking that time out when I recognize that I need it. I think the challenge that most of us have is we spend so much time focused on our seemingly never-ending to-do list. We worry about things that might happen, especially if we don't do something on our to-do list. We also stress about things that have already happened, that in the past, and we beat ourselves up for things that we wish we had done differently. Now, the crazy thing about all of that is that hardly any of it actually matters in the grand scheme of life. So what we're doing is we're sweating the small things, and there's so much more to life than worrying, stressing, regretting. And so I think we need to stop, basically. So I heard this saying recently, which I think really helps in this situation when we're talking about now power. Depression is past focused thinking. Anxiety is future focused. But if we're living in the now, the present moment, we can't experience either of those feelings. And again, this is easier said than done, but it makes sense. So the key is to catch ourselves when we are past or future focused and stop. So basically stop those thought processes and find the power in the present moment, or now power is the catchy phrase I am trying to use. So what can we do instead, or how can we stop those unhelpful thought patterns and find the now power? There are a couple of things that I've got for you. First of all is to live like you're on vacation. Because think about this, when we're on vacation, we see everything through a different set of eyes almost. We relax and we focus on having fun. We actually have more patience for everyday things that go wrong in life. So if we have to stand in a long queue, if we have to pay full price for something, if we get lost, we have more patience for all of those things when we're on vacation. We're more aware as well, and we observe the amazing and beautiful things that surround us. So how powerful would it be to live each day like that? So step out of our autopilot and start to just live like we're on vacation, and we'll see things through different eyes. The second idea I've got for you is try the 100 Happy Days challenge. You can check it out at 100happydays.com. So that's the numbers 100 happydays.com. I did this challenge a few years ago, and it does absolute wonders for changing your perspective and helping you appreciate things that are literally right in front of you all the time. And the really, I suppose, sad thing that I discovered when I came across this 100happydays.com website is that 71% of people who have tried to complete the challenge failed, and they quoted lack of time as the reason they couldn't complete 100 days of happy. Now, to me, that is, if you stop and think about it, that is so sad. We're basically saying, the majority of society is saying that we don't have time to be happy. How crazy is that? So check it out, 100happydays.com. The third idea I have for you is a very simple concept. You probably heard me mention it before, and that's a gratitude journal. So every day, write down a number of things that you're grateful for. It can be anything from the sun is shining outside, my partner cooked a delicious meal for me last night, or I'm having a good hair day. So the possibilities are limitless, and it totally shifts your perspective. And the more often you do it, the more powerful it becomes. And there are all these three things I just mentioned. So live like you're on vacation, 100 Happy Days Challenge, and Gratitude Journal. There are so many other advantages to doing those things, but today I've kind of just presented them in a way that can help you live in the present moment and use now power to adjust your thinking. So I have a challenge for those who choose to accept it for the next week. So what I challenge you to do is count how many times you catch yourself worrying, stressing, or regretting, and perhaps make a note in the calendar on your iPhone, and also pay attention to what's happening at the time. So jot down some observations about possible triggers, how quickly it takes you to notice where your thoughts are going, and how quickly and easily you can bring yourself back to the present moment, to the now. And if you need any motivation or support, then we're going to continue this discussion in my private Facebook group, Strong Women. The link is in the post, as I mentioned earlier. If you choose to accept this challenge, please share your experiences in the group. I'd love to hear what you find helps you to live in the now. And don't forget to download your free copy of Feel Fantastic in 3 Simple Steps. That's pretty much it for me today. See you in the group. Otherwise, I will see you same time, same place next week. Have a great week, guys. See ya.